Okay, so let's do the vegetable bed and the hill, or maybe a terrace, this whole little corner of the yard. So over here, we have primarily pepperland. These are all the ones that overwintered. Pimentos, paprikas, and I think there's at least one purple pepper in there. And this one's a paprika. We've gotten a couple off of it. This is probably the saddest one. It's small. Here are all the basils I've been trying to get going. Sad. Opal basil. It's a blue. It's called blue spice basil. Do have some brassicas hanging on. I think these were broccolis. I could be wrong. I feel like I might want to dig them up and put them inside until it gets a little cooler. Let them have some time indoors. The beans are starting to get going up the trellis there. Pretty much Blauhilde is the one that's going. I started Chinese red noodle beans, and those have not gone. Here's my black strawberry tomatoes that have just been hanging out. Oh goodness, I got bean leaves in the way here. But these are the ones that have been on here forever, and they're just, like, they've been purple and green. They're just starting to get the color down to the bottom. And I'm gonna assume, because we had a little heat wave, that was why they just kind of stopped focusing on putting energy into fruit. I'm gonna come around back this way. I'm gonna show the back side of this. I do have a spider friend in the middle of my trellis. Asparagus just went to fern. I didn't really get any harvest this year, I think, because I disturbed all the soil last year. So I think that just made it unhappy. But this is all celery, so it's been putting on leaves, growing pretty healthy. It stays damper in the back of that bed, so I figured that would be good. They tend to need a lot of water, and they seem to be doing fine. Not very thick, but you know. Letting lettuce go to seed, as well as some onions that were overwintered. And then this little hill, Elderberry Hill here, strawberries have their second flush. There's some in there. Artichoke does not like this space. I only have one happy artichoke. But everything else seems to be good. The dahlias are getting tall. I thought I had blooms going, but I don't. One of my service berries, June berries, died. The other one seems to be doing fine. Elderberry also seems to be doing fine, putting on new growth. Did have some damage from the heat. No berries though. It did flower, but it dropped the berries. Or I guess what would be berries. I don't even think it even got to berrying stage. There's the dahlia, tomatoes. This is, let's see, this one I got from a neighbor, German Johnson tomato. I'll put up here on the trellis. And the other ones are these little tiny teaspoon tomatoes that were in my neighbor's yard, just growing wild. Don't know where they came from. Thornless blackberry. It's been kind of struggling over here, but it seems to be putting on new growth. There's a nice teaspoon tomato. And that's a little patch of bee balm. It's got some powdery mildew real bad. I need to dig some up and take it up front, I think. Echinacea starting to bloom. Very healthy. This is, I think it's third year of being, and their flowers are, I don't know, 3-4 feet tall. Tons of blooms on it. That peach tree got a bad haircut. I'm sure that'll come up later. Ground cherries are starting to go. They're putting on lots of fruit like they always do. There's more peppers I put out. I believe that's a habanada. This one ground cherry seems to be really struggling. Okra is coming on. This is a Brussels sprout that lived through the big frost. One of the brassicas that I'm thinking about pulling up and taking inside. I don't know if that's worth doing, but you know, you never know till you try. Ground cherry. Okra. I'll show you a happier okra in a minute. Habanada. Brussels sprout. Which is probably the happiest okra right there. And it's starting to put on flowers. And those are real pretty burgundy pods. Habanada. Ground cherry. Some starting to ripen up overnight. This is a poblano. These are much taller, sort of wispier plants. Little trees. And I had my first queen lime zinnias bloom. And they're gorgeous. Oh, it took so much to get them to live in my garden, I tell you. Everything apparently really likes the taste of zinnias in here. My blueberry here, it's supposed to be a burgundy leaf blueberry, has been struggling, and I just put some wood chips around it because I think maybe it was drying out too much. They like good drainage, and this has some clay underneath, so I kind of built it up, but I think I might have overdone it. This little corner is pretty crowded. The mustard, I haven't cut down yet. I'm letting it form seeds for obvious reasons. Has a ground cherry, sage that's a little less happy than it could be, and little okra. And another zinnia. I put out some Minnesota midget seeds because all of my plants went over, so I'm trying to see if those will do okay from direct seed. And a parsley they cut within an inch of its life, and you can see it's trying to put on more anyway. Yeah. So we're in there.